Going. All right. Yay. We are now live streaming on our Red or Green Books Facebook uh, channel. Remember, you can share the Facebook Live with anyone. They don't have to have an account. Once the live is finished, you can share that link. We'll also be uploading the video to our YouTube channel. So please like, share, subscribe, and follow, like Shocky is so good at telling everyone to do, for the word is right, and Red or Green Books. All right. Tonight, wherever you happen to be in the world, oh, good. Poet Rose Gold's coming in. We are celebrating this amazing poet, Diosa X, and her book, Felices Fiestas, for the holiday season. And there is the warning on the back of the book. It is a hot book. You need pot holders. What the hell? I can't even. I'm thinking. You need pot holders to handle this book. It is so damn sexy and witty and charming and funny and so creative. So if you're looking for a really great stocking stuffer, something wonderful to give someone for the holidays, Felices Fiestas is really, really funny. Welcome, Poet Rose Gold, to the room. So we'll just kind of start by doing a little bit of talking about Diosa and where she lives, what she's all about, what the book is about, where you can find her and follow her, all the stuff she's been doing, and then she'll go into a feature set, and then we'll come back and do an improv Q&A. She, of course, can respectfully decline to answer any questions. So if you have a question for Diosa and you want to ask her one, that's fine. But she can say, no, I don't want to answer that. And that is fine. All right, Diosa, I turn the floor to you if you would like to give us a little bit of background on you and your wonderful book.
Right. Well, Diosa Xochiquetzalcoatl, Diosa X for short. And this is actually my fourth poetry collection. I still can't wrap my head around that. But yes. So who am I? I am a teacher by profession, which helps me support and pay for my hobby, which is poetry, and being an author. And so I teach ESL, citizenship, English learners are my passion. Bilingualism, multilingualism, as a matter of fact, I define myself as a multilingual, multidimensional poet. I think languages are important, are key to culture, to survival. And so many of us have been stripped from our original languages, so reconnecting to those as much as we can, as little as we know, and holding on to that and using it as resistance, as a piece of resistance, but is also a unifying force, because they're ultimately sound and vibrations, and those sounds and vibrations are universal. And even though we may not speak or understand multiple languages, we speak in a universal tone. We speak in universal vibrations, and we can feel and understand each other by just really listening with the heart more than just the ears. So, Felices Fiestas is a project that I just wanted to blow everything out the water. I just wanted to have fun. I just wanted to take this and just take all of the holiday cheer and really have fun. So there's a lot of parody, there's a lot of humor, and it's 100% in Spanglish. So anyone who's had my collections, you see that I have poetry in English, poetry in Spanish, poetry with sprinklings of different languages, and very few that have actually are bilingual. I kind of stayed away from mixing, other than a few sprinkling of words, but This book is completely in Spanglish. The purpose was to mesh each and every poem with as much of Spanish and English as I could. There is no other language than Spanish and English in this connection. And that's why Felices Fiestas. So definitely taking what has been there, making it mine, making it cultural, and making it absolutely fun, hot, and sexy.
It really is a hot and sexy book. Dios has worked so hard on this book, y'all, too. So you have got to get it. Um, when Diosa came to me and said, "I have an idea for this book of poetry I want to publish," and it's erotic, slightly erotic and funny humor. It's a parody, and it is for the holidays. I was like, well, let's go. Let's go. You can absolutely have, we can do this book before the holidays. And it is just a wonderful book. It has a bunch of photos that Diosa has either taken or drawn, and so it's full color. It has pictures of her, pictures she's taken, so it's got beautiful photos in it that are full color, the gloss pages in this book. So it is bright and mighty for the holidays, and it's a beautiful book. And I love to unleash poets, especially women, to do what they want to do on the page, instead of being so worried about how the optics of doing something like this, because it's just such a unique book. It's not like anything else that's out there, and it was a lot of fun to go through. And it was just wonderful. I mean, the sheer amount of work that had to have gone into it before it got to me. So you just have to get the book for just the way she assembled the book. It reads a lot like song lyrics too. And your voice is just playing in my mind as I go combing through the draft, like, oh my God, this would be so wonderful. We got to do this on karaoke night. Go read your poems. But yeah, so Diosa and I, and of course Poe Rose Gold and Shaki G, who are in the room here, are part of a worldwide women's organization called Tesoro. Our website is firesingers.com. And I put a call out to my Tesoro sisters saying if anyone would like to publish a book, just let me know. Mostly I was projecting to 2024, but Diosa hit me up and I was like, let's go now, because next year's a long way away. We don't want to wait till next year to do it. And that's the nice part about being in a small press, is that we can press the gas or the brakes much easier than, if you were somewhere where you had deadlines. But it's a lovely book, and she's a lovely human being. We featured her on The Word Is Right before, and so maybe she'll come back in 2024 and feature for us, and be part of that movement. Where can people buy your book, find you, follow you on social media? Where do you, like currently, you don't have to give out your address, but like what part of the country are you in? All that, all that stuff.
All right. Well, before I do, here's wait
I'm gonna trip her
there.
out and hold
Okay.
up her
I
book
just
and
wa- I
like she's
just
holding
want
up
to
her book.
say, Marissa and the team, Ella. I mean, honestly, I did not think it was possible to release this year. It's a project that took me a while to put together. It is a smaller collection compared to my other books, but it took me a while to put this together. And so when it was done, just sitting there anxiously and realizing that there's only a certain window, and Marissa made this possible in this window. And it's so beautiful and colorful and glossy. And so thank you, Marissa. Thank you, Ella. Yes, so I'm
Yeah,
so
so Ella
happy.
Diem is one of our cover artists. And it's so funny, like, I talked to Diosa a little bit about trying to keep things in house, working with the women who we work with in Red or Green Books. And Ella Diem is the wife of Fresh Linen. She's one of our cover artists. She submitted a piece for American Graveyard called "To End Gun Violence" that turned into the cover art for the art book. And then subsequently, she was brought on as a cover artist here. And so, working with all these incredible women, it's just so humbling, right? And now she's doing your book cover, like come on, right? And then Fresh is the active duty service member. He's overseas, so they're all stationed overseas. And for us to be able to pour back into our poetry community at Red or Green Books, and now you're part of this community, is just so much fun. It's so exciting, Diosa, to
Very
have you
much.
here.
Very
So
much. Yes. And
thanks
so
for asking.
I live in SoCal. I'm a SoCal girl. I do not attach myself to any city because I roam. I tend to be transient every 3 years or so. I pick up. I'm already feeling the ants and like ready to pick up and move from where I'm at now. So who knows? But other than San Diego County, I've lived in every single county in Southern California. That's how much I move. And so, but SoCal is my home, is my backyard, as large and as people say, no, that's ridiculous. No, really. I can be in the high desert in the morning and the beach at night and all the places in between throughout the day. So I saw a little question. I'm currently teaching out in the Inland Empire, but I would love to get my foot into LA Community College District. So let's chat, Nancy. But so I'm on Instagram at Diosa_Xochiquetzalcoatl. Once you hit that X, you'll see my little name and logo, Diosa X. And I'm also on Facebook as well. And you'll see my link tree in both of those social media platforms. It'll take you to the link of all links. I have a couple of performances recorded and publishings. I published in several literary anthologies and magazines and just out there, just sharing what I've spent an entire lifetime. I started writing in middle school and I just wrote for me. It's my catharsis. And the opportunity came in 2020 to take this course where I met Brenda Baca, where I met all these other amazing poets, and we worked together and workshopped. And at the end of the year, we had a book and nowhere to publish. And so that just pushed me to discover that I could do so much more. And so I went with my first book being self-published to supporting all of these local female-owned indie publishers from, Raíces, Editorial Raíces, to Ride of Roses, and now Red or Green. And I plan to continue just spreading.
Yes, absolutely. It's been so much fun to have you and to work with you. And this book is like phenomenal. You absolutely should do it. And if you're watching this at a later date, or you get off the live today and you're like, what did she say her handles were? You can go to the website redorgreenbooks.com, red READ. If you go to the website and you click Meet the Poets, Diosa is found in the individual author tab. You can read all about her bio. You can get her handles, her link tree. Everything is right there. You can just click and go straight to her link tree. You can also read the reviews on her book as they come in, and all of that wonderful stuff. So all of our authors are going to be there. All right, I'm going to turn this over to you now. Let me go ahead and spotlight you, Diosa. You're welcome to take as much time as you would like, and if you need to know how much time has passed, then just let me know, and I'll do that for you.
Okay. All right. Well, without further ado, Felices Fiestas, a holiday collection or a collection of holiday poems. So The first poem is a collection poem, which is titled The 12 Vatos of Christmas. And so the 12 Vatos of Christmas is divided into it's divided into 6. And after I read the first 2, I'll jump to the end and you'll know why there's only 6. All right, so primer vato. On the first day of Christmas, a homeboy came to me with umbrellas and a Mickey's 40. On the second day of Christmas, a homeboy came to me with 2 barrio thugs and umbrellas and a Mickey's 40. On the third day of Christmas, a homeboy came to me with 3 Pendletons, 2 barrio thugs, and some tacos and a Mickey's 40. On the fourth day of Christmas, a homeboy came to me with 4 new Calo words, 3 Pendletons, 2 barrio thugs, and some tacos and a Mickey's 40. On the fifth day of Christmas, a homeboy came to me with 5 Art CDs, 4 new Calo words, 3 Pendletons, 2 barrio thugs, and some tacos and a Mickey's 40. On the sixth day of Christmas, a homeboy came to me with 6 blunts of smoking, 5 LeBeau CDs, 4 new Calo words, 3 Pendletons, 2 barrio thugs, and some tacos and a Mickey's 40. On the seventh day of Christmas, a homeboy came to me with 7 cholos leaning, 6 blunts of smoking, 5 Art LeBeau CDs, 4 new Calo words, 3 Pendletons, 2 barrio thugs, and some tacos and a Mickey's 40. On the eighth day of Christmas, a homeboy came to me with 8 cholos tatting, 8 chocos tatting, 7 cholos leaning, 6 blunts of smoking, 5 Art LeBeau CDs, 4 new Calo words, 3 Pendletons, 2 barrio thugs, and some tacos and a Mickey's 40. On the ninth day of Christmas, a homeboy came to me with 9 hyenas freaking, 8 chocos tatting, 7 cholos leaning, 6 blunts of smoking, 5 Art LeBeau CDs, 4 new Calo words, 3 Pendletons, 2 barrio thugs, and some tacos and a Mickey's 40. On the 10th day of Christmas, a homeboy came to me with 10 impalas bouncing, 9 hyenas freaking, 8 chucos tatting, 7 cholos leaning, 6 blunts of smoking, 5 Art LeBeau CDs, 4 new Calo words, 3 Pendletons, 2 barrio thugs, and some tacos and a Mickey's 40. On the 11th day of Christmas, a homeboy came to me with 11 colas bumping, 10 impalas bouncing, 9 hyenas freaking, 8 chucos tatting, 7 cholos leaning, 6 blunts of smoking, 5 Art LeBeau CDs, 4 new Calo words, 3 Pendletons, 2 barrio thugs, and some tacos and a Mickey's 40. On the 12th day of Christmas, a homeboy came to me with 12 tokers toking, 11 rolas thumping, 10 impalas bouncing, 9 hyenas freaking, 8 chucos tatting, 7 cholos leaning, 6 blunts of smoking, 5 CDs, 4 new Calo words, 3 Pendletons, 2 barrio thugs, and some tacos and a Mickey's 40. So that was the first vato. All right, and so we're moving on to the second vato, which I'm sure a lot of us would appreciate because it's a poeta. So here we go to all the poets in the house. Segundo vato. On the first day of Christmas, a poeta came to me with a thorough lesson on rhyme scheme. On the second day of Christmas, a poeta came to me with 2 writing hubs and a thorough lesson on rhyme scheme. On the third day of Christmas, a poeta came to me with 3 red pens, 2 writing hubs, and a thorough lesson on rhyme scheme. On the fourth day of Christmas, a poet came to me with 4 grammar nerds, 3 red pens, 2 writing hubs, and a thorough lesson on rhyme scheme. On the fifth day of Christmas, a poet came to me with 5 poetic dreams, 4 grammar nerds, 3 red pens, 2 writing hubs, and a thorough lesson on rhyme scheme. On the sixth day of Christmas, a poet came to me with 6 couplets of rhyming, 5 poetic dreams, 4 grammar nerds, 3 red pens, 2 writing hubs, and a thorough lesson on rhyme scheme. On the excuse me, on the seventh day of Christmas, a poet came to me with 7 stanzas stymied, 6 couplets of rhyming, 5 poetic dreams, 4 grammar nerds, 3 red pens, 2 writing hubs, and a thorough lesson on rhyme scheme. On the 8th day of Christmas, a poet came to me with 8 quatrains aligning, 7 stanzas styming, 6 couplets of rhyming, 5 poetic dreams, 4 grammar nerds, 3 red pens, 2 writing hubs, and a thorough lesson on rhyme scheme. On the 10th day of Christmas, a poet came to me with 9 iambics gliding, 8 quatrains aligning, 7 stanzas styming, 6 couplets of rhyming, 5 poetic dreams, 4 grammar nerds, 3 red pens, 2 writing hubs, and a thorough lesson on rhyme scheme. On the 10th day of Christmas, a poet came to me with 10 lines memorizing, 9 iambics gliding, 8 quatrains aligning, 7 stanzas styming, 6 couplets of rhyming, 5 poetic dreams, 4 grammar nerds, 3 red pens, 2 writing hubs, and a thorough lesson on rhyme scheme. On the 11th day of Christmas, a poet came to me with 11 meters jiving, 9 iambics gliding, 8 quatrains aligning, 7 stanzas rhyming, 6 couplets of rhyming, 5 poetic dreams, 4 grammar nerds, 3 red pens, 2 writing hubs, and a thorough lesson on rhyme scheme. On the 12th day of Christmas, a poet came to me with 12 midnight hours writing, 11 meters jiving, 9 lines memorizing, 9 iambics rhyming, 8 quatrains aligning, 7 stanzas timing, 6 couplets of rhyming, 5 poetic dreams, 4 grammar nerds, 3 red pens, 2 writing hubs, and a thorough lesson on rhyme scheme. And so the book goes on, the poem goes on up to Xochiquetzalcoatl. And then we get to the end. And it says, now you're probably wondering, but where are all the rest? The goddess only takes 6, for on the 7th year she rests. Oh, yes. And so those are the 12 Bottles of Christmas. You'll have to read it to check all the other ones out. Then we have Happy Holidays. And so this one goes through New Mexico. No, 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 señor, yo no me casaré. Así le digo al cura y así le digo al juez. Maybe I'll just take a run through a New Mexican res, collecting Christmas sauce, red and green and red and green and red and green. You know what I mean? Mary? Mary? Oh, quite the contrary. I just want to holla, dazed and amused, holla with frightful delight. Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good, good night. Ta-da, ta-da. And so, last one I'll read. reading, and then I'll tell you about the last poem. Silver Bells. Barrios sidewalks, lonely sidewalks, rucas dressed in fine style. In the air, there's a feeling of sexual tension. Las silver bells long to be struck. Las silver bells are stuck in a rut, or spring chickens are not in season, and the roosters are cooped up in their huts. Las silver bells long to be rung, sexy stockings by the chimney are hung, while the couples are cuddling in bed, enjoying their holiday fun. Silver bells, lonely bells, silver bells, lonely bells. It's Christmas time in the barrio. And so, what I want to share about the last poem, which is "'Twas the Night That Santa Got Stopped by La Migra." It's actually a game, so you want to play it. You want to read it out loud, and if you do the white elephant or just a rotating gift, unwrapped gift, or a couple. And so the point is, you're moving this gift to the left, you're moving it to the right, or in Spanish, izquierda, derecha, a completely bilingual holiday game. And that tells a story about how Santa got stopped at the border trying to make his way to a certain little boy's house, and uh and all the adventures that he and the reindeer encounter on his journey on Christmas Eve, Christmas morning, technically. So yeah, that's the holiday collection.
I love it. I love how so much stuff is like super interactive, and it's really a fun book to read. I was wondering, like, do you even know how many times you sung these out loud as you're proofing
My
them?
God. I've been singing this book since last holiday season. So the first poem was the 12 Bottles of Christmas. And so that's where it started. And I just thought I would just have this little, 12 Bottles of Christmas, little chapbook, and the end. And from there, it kept. I was like, no, no, oh no, there's more, there's more. And even after having written this, there's more. So who knows? Maybe there'll be a part two. So a lot more ideas came after the fact that when this was all done.
For
But
sure.
yes,
And you're not done, right? You still have another one, or are you done?
no,
I don't want to interrupt you because you had said something about the last poem, and I didn't know if you meant that literally or like literally the last one in the book, or this was the last one you're gonna read.
literally the last one I just
Okay,
wanted to talk about.
because I know it's the last one in the book, but then I didn't want to just like tear it down
Yes.
if you were not done reading. Okay, so this book is just so much fun. It's just a lot of fun, especially if you don't know anything about these la cultura, the culture that's behind this. You can get it and go investigate, go research, what does all this mean. I think it's hilarious. If you're from the barrio, then you'll know, and you got to get that, because you'll have a chuckle and a laugh with it, and it's just a lot of fun. It's very edgy, it's very witty, and it's very strong, and very brave too. I mean, Diosa like doesn't hold anything back in this book. She just kind of slaps you around with it, and I love that about it. But you are just enjoying it so much. It's a lot of fun. It's something you'll revisit time and time again. Um, so I usually ask people in my author talks, and my I had to put my bread in the oven like right as you started because it'll overproof and then it won't be good. And it's very cold here right now, and it's gonna be here in about 45 seconds. So I'll ask you this question, and then I'll mute and pull it out. What was like your absolute favorite thing about publishing this book?
Gosh. my absolute favorite is that it is in color and it's so glossy. The pages are glossy, the color pops. And so here's another, oh, she's gonna have to show you the pictures. But a lot of the all of these pictures are pictures I took, but um just the fact that these sampling of pictures and these little embedded Christmas trees, you can show them, Marissa, because my camera blurs with the blurred background. But show them those
Okay.
little Christmas trees we added, and then maybe the picture of the hopping impala as well. I just that's so cool. This is the first time I've ever had a book in color, and glossy, and
Which one am I showing? The lowrider?
yeah.
Yeah, it's so fun, right? And Diosa had all these pictures, and I'm thinking, well, we don't want to put it in black and white. They really should be in color, and you get to see her beautiful face in these pictures as well. So to do full color, it's absolutely worth it. And since we're doing color, right? I'm like, let's put in those little Christmas trees because they really do accent and again pop in that color between the stanzas of all of these poems that she has, and it's just a lovely, it's a lovely, lovely book. You really should get it. So the fact that it's color is your favorite,
Yes. That it's
and you
color and
just
it's
got them today,
glossy. I
right?
yes, it was supposed to come in on Tuesday, and I was like, no, I want it on Friday. I want to hold it when I'm reading, and I have a pop-up on Sunday, and it needs to be here. And I had just gotten my hair cut, and I'm coming home, and I see the box sitting, and I'm like, what? No way. I got off the car screaming and yelling, running towards the door. My son was like, what's going on, Mom? I'm like, the books.
It's so
Books
true,
are
right? I mean,
here.
they were very quick to get it through the printer, which I thought was wonderful because it's the end of the year. So they were very quick to push it through and very quick to
Yes.
get it shipped to me. And then within a day, I had it shipped out to Diosa, and it did. It said like next week. I was like, wow, you'll have it well before the holidays, but I don't think you're gonna have it for the book launch. And she has it for the book launch. It's so exciting for that. So I hope you did a video unboxing it. I
Yes.
know it's not your first book, but it's the first color book. Um
It's my first red and green book. Every book is, yes, they are like babies.
they are like your babies, right? And it was
Yes.
it was so much fun to do this book. Okay, so before the beeper beeps again,
Mhm.
what was the most challenging part of publishing this book?
Oh, the most shout that the alignment. So, um, I always start off with a Google Doc, but then when you're actually going to print, it needs to be in a Microsoft Word. And so the translation from the Google Doc to the Word always throws off alignment. And if Marissa, can you show them "'Twas the Night" so they can
Sure.
see? So with "'Twas the Night," what I wanted to do was highlight that movement because it is a game. So just as the gifts are moving around as you're reading, so do the stanzas. So
So
to
it's like
go from left to
left, right,
right, middle,
center. Mhm.
yes.
Yeah.
And so that became a little bit of a nightmare in the translation of Google to Microsoft,
Well,
but we got it.
once we got it down and we got it embedded, it was a lot easier. But that it's very true, there for people who've never published a book, there's a lot of behind the scenes that happens. There's so much technical aspects. I mean, you have the
Yes,
artistic creative part of it, but there's a huge technical aspect to a book. And so
absolutely.
But it worked. It was wonderful, and you were wonderful to work with because you were very proactive and involved in all of the revisions and the editing. Because if you're not, it's very difficult to push that through. So
which
oh, good, Coach Josh coming to join us.
which
Um,
surprises me, Marissa, when you say that, because in my world, I've heard, people that just like submit, here are my poems. There's like no formatting, no, I'm like, but it's your baby, or when you
yeah.
say like being proactive, that it's our babies. Like, how could I not, you know, be on top of it, making sure I got back to you? And yes,
Yeah, no, that was very important. Welcome, Coach, because in the past, there's been books that people have tried to release by a certain time, and when do we want the book down? Okay, so boom, boom, boom. What do we need done, and when do we need it done by? And it was just wonderful to always have that communication with you, and then just to be able to sit down and say, hey, maybe we should put these little trees in. You're giddy, so you can come through. Um, and to do it, and then Ella, to have her be doing the cover art, and she's overseas and is doing it, right? So to be able, thank God for technology, to be able to have that.
yes. And
Um,
that those Zoom meets were great too, because even though you're writing everything out, sometimes things get lost in from thoughts to written paper. So, being able to check in live human, even though it's not in person, it's live human, definitely helps to iron out all those little wrinkles. Yes.
Absolutely. And now you're part of a bigger team, right? A bigger family of published authors to draw from, right? To draw experiences from, and to draw advice and support and love and all of that good stuff from. So I'm very excited for the future. What's next for you? You got this great book. You guys can go to her link tree and get a signed copy from her. She'll sign and send it to you. But what else is next for Dio? So what's the forecast, not just through the end of the year, but what does like next year look like? What you got coming up?
Well, one of my dreams come true. I've been published in an anthology in Mexico. It's already been released. I just haven't gotten it yet because obviously it's going to take a while to get to me. But I'm in the middle of another anthology that we're hoping it's out next year. So another Mexican anthology. I do have 2 books already done. I'm in the waiting game again. I've submitted them, and I'm waiting to see if these couple places that I submitted, you know, and if not, I have my plan E ready to go as soon as I hear. But I'm very hopeful. So besides that, interestingly enough, Marissa, um, you and another poet for this Mexican anthology for next year. I'm now looking at, well, let me pause. I've been working on translating my own works. So this last time I went to Mexico, which was I've been to Mexico a couple times this year already, but a lot of family members were like, Aliana, we don't read English, and I've always been like anti translation just because I've come across some terrible translations and meaning gets lost, and it's frustrating to read stuff like that, and especially when it comes to poetry because it's so full of feeling. And how do you translate feeling? You can't translate literally, you have to translate poetically. And so I will be translating a poem or two for this anthology in Mexico. I'm working on my own for my book, and apparently the universe is steering me in that direction as well, so that more people can enjoy and understand these poetic creations that are translated in a poetic fashion to keep the meaning, not the literacy so much, but the feel behind the the poem itself.
And if you ever wanna do an anthology, like an ESL anthology, if you wanna put a writing thing out there for your students and, do an anthology, we can look to try to find a sponsor for a book like that,
Oh my
and
god.
put one together for your students, right? I mean, there's a lot. It's a life-changing thing, to see your work in print, and so for these students who are, now learning another language, but still also trying not to lose their own language, their own identity there. It would be a wonderful thing for them to see the evolution of their literature. And
Absolutely.
Spanish is totally hard because the first thing I got asked if someone could translate their book to Spanish, and I said, well, are you wanting it to be like Spain Spanish, or are you wanting it to be like, Central American Spanish? And even within Central America, there's so many different dialects. I mean, you have Spain, and I mean, even you even have, a lot of, like, Puerto Rico, the Dominican have their own language as well, and then you have
Yes.
Central America, you have Mexico, you have all these regions within Mexico. I mean, even in Spain, there's 7 different dialects, and they all sound very different, and they're all written very differently, and it is very difficult. There's not a standard Spanish, not really. And then even in New Mexico, we have lots of different dialects from the north to the south to the middle. And then you have, on top of all of the different dialects and sounds, you have the slang that goes associated with that. And so you're right. How do
Yes.
you translate something, to where you're really conveying the message of the artist or the writer? It's hard, and the language, there's a huge language barrier because we have words for stuff that it's very difficult to explain in Spanish, or the word, it doesn't give it, in my opinion, sometimes enough of a umph, like enough of what you're trying to convey, the passion,
Right.
so I think, just do your best, and I hope most people would read things and, understand that that was the best that could be translated. I have, the entire collection of Pablo Neruda, a Spanish and English version. It's very weird sometimes. Chile, because you have Spain, Chilean, Central American, and then you have all South America, like Brazil, like the Portuguese. Oh my God. Like it's
Yes.
you start to get all these influences into language that just really change things. And so if there's a word you don't know, go look it up. That's all I tell people.
Right, right. But you know what you're in addition to what you're mentioning, just those subcultures within the language, right? So, just going back to the regional, using, and this is what I teach with my students, the difference between formal and informal. Neither is better, neither is worse. It's we use them when we need to use them in the places we need to use. And
Yeah.
so some of my poetry is very informal. And on the flip side, um, I love to play with that. I love to use a structure. I love to break structures. I love to mix them because why not? Who's to say, right? And
Right.
so it's my work and I could do and that's where it says somewhere in the copyright, right? It's my work and I can do whatever I want. It's mine. And so just
Well, yeah.
defying old structures, inventing new structures, and reinventing old ones. Why not? Why not?
You're so right, and yeah, that's why I say you're very brave, for doing this and paving the way for so many other, not just women, but Latinas, Chicanas, poetas, who are coming, looking for a path forward, where they don't have to have perfect English, where it doesn't have to be perfect, but it can be authentic, right? And this is what I tell my poets: it doesn't have to be perfect; it just has to be authentic. Whatever you do it for a reason and have a purpose behind it. Because if you're doing something with 100% authenticity, then that's perfect in its own way. And certainly that includes, language. But I'm excited. I'm excited for you. Do you have any special features coming up? Are you gonna be traveling? Are you coming to the summit in September?
I hope that's it's on my list. It was on my list, right? But well, this month we'll be at the Goddess Mercado doing a book reading for Felices. And this weekend we have a holiday bazaar, so I'm so excited I'll be able to do some of these. So there will be a little bit of feature, but mostly just like pop up. And my one of my other goals is in Mexicali, where I spent all my summers. That's essentially my other home. Um, and so I want to be able to start doing some readings. And I made some wonderful connections this past October when I went to Sonora. And so being able to again just those connections, one day if I'm lucky enough to and brave enough to start applying for grants, bringing those poets that I met across the
Yes.
border and just eliminating this border, at least poetically, with the what we can and what we have. And here we are breaking, right? You're breaking international waters and states, right? Here we are from how many states tonight? I mean, this is awesome. So we continue to do what we can with what we have. I know we want to do a lot more, but whatever little seeds we can plant along the way, yeah, let's do that and let's see what harvest comes. So
Well, stamp my
yes.
ticket. I'm on the Diosa train. I want to go. Let's go. Uh, I'm excited for the future. I'm excited for what's next, not just for you and your book or the press or me, but just for, where we're really carving this niche for women writers, women poets. To really, let's go do it. Let's go do it. We're close. The part of the legacy you leave here at the Red or Green Books is, we're very close to 700,000 words total published in the 3 years that we've been publishing books. And so you're part of our journey. Next year, my goal is to publish the 1 millionth word. And so hopefully, right? I mean, it doesn't have to be next year. I just like to put really unrealistic like goals on things, because I don't do
Oh,
anything normal. But to feel like you had a hand literally in building 1 million words from writers all over the world, majority of them being women, majority of them being women of color, is a huge thing. And so, yeah, so thank you for being here, being part of this journey, for trusting your
thank
baby
you.
with us.
Thank
All
you.
right.
Thank you.
Do you want to do an encore piece? It doesn't necessarily have to be from the book. Some anything you feel like you want to read to close. And if anyone has any questions, you're welcome to type them in the chat. Diosa is welcome to answer them or not answer them. She certainly does not
Yeah.
have to answer anything. But if you would like to, we have a little bit of time, and I figured maybe read something if you have something you would like to read.
Oh, cool. Yes. So, you mentioned how this collection is, very lyrical and sing song. And lately I've been working with children's songs as well. And in my world, those children's songs are in Spanish. Um, so taking those songs and again, either completely dismantling them and turning them upside down, or using them um, just using them in different ways. And so even though this one's in Spanish, I'll explain what it's about. So it's a Red Rover song. And the title that I gave it is The Great Manifestation, and it's really a song about peace and love. And so I love to end with that one. La Gran Manifestación. Amo a to, and everyone here would repeat matarileron. So it is what do they call it? Back and forth, a chant. So amo a to, matarileron. ¿Qué quiere usted? Matarileron. Yo quiero paz, matarileron. Yo quiero equidad, matarileron. Yo no quiero la violencia, matarileron. Lo que quiero es la justicia, matarileron. Ese juicio sí me agrada, matarileron. Porque tú eres mi hermana, matarileron. Porque tú eres mi hermano, matarileron. Démonos todos la mano, matarileron. De este pan todos comemos, matarileron. A todos les pondremos, matarileron. Ese juicio sí me agrada, matarileron. Porque yo sé que me amas, matarileron. Porque yo también te amo, matarileron. Amor a todos, matarileron. Thank you so much. Peace and love to everybody this holiday season and always, always. Thank you.
Oh, wonderful. Y'all unmute your mics. Give it up for the one and only Diosa X and her wonderful book, Felices Fiestas, available now. We did forget to say this. It's $20, but it's full color special holiday book plus shipping and handling. You can reach her at Diosa X on Instagram and go to her link tree. What is the shout out that link tree again, real quick?
The link tree is, hold up. All right, I have it on hand. It is Diosa X. Literally. It is. Whoa. I lost it for a second. Hold on. Got it. It is, yes, Linktree, linkater.ee / which one is this one? Forward back. Diosa X. Let me type it in. How's that?
That's it. All you got to do. Linktree, Diosa X, y'all. You can get a signed copy of her book and follow her, please. Instagram, Facebook. Again, you can go to the website and see her bio. You can read up on her book and all of that wonderful stuff. She'll send you a signed copy of the book for Christmas. If you're buying a book for someone else, she can sign it to someone else as well. So definitely get with her. If worse comes to worse, you can always reach out to us at Red or Green Books, and we will get the author in touch with you so that you can order books directly from her. Otherwise, let's see. What did Shaki say? It's going to be like 7:07 in this chat. Let me see. Hang on. My chat goes by so fast. All right. She says, how are you going to ask us to unmute and keep talking? Well, so like nobody was unmuting, and I don't want to be standing there like waiting for people to cheer. But Shaki, here we go. What? Here we go. Ready? I'm going to unmute you all. Give it up for Diosa X, everybody.
Woo! I was waiting too, by the way.
I did. Usually when I do that, people unmute right away, and I didn't, and no one was unmuting. So I'm like, I don't want there to be crickets when Diosa's getting the applause. There ought to be like, yeah, when she's done reading So I was just filling in the non-clapping gap. But thank you, Poet Rose Gold and Shaki, for your applause. We appreciate you.
Yes.
All right. Thank you all so very much for coming out. Get your copy. Follow. This video will go up on the YouTube page, so please like, share, subscribe, and follow everything that we're doing. And we'll be back the third Sunday of the month. We have book club author talk. Kimberly Shaw is going to be here. She's one of the original poets we launched from Red or Green Books, and her book's amazing. So if you don't know these poets, haven't heard them, haven't read them, then the author talk is a perfect place to get to know everyone who we've published here as they sign up along the way. And then tomorrow for Red or Green Books authors, we have the ins and outs of shipping and handling workshop to give you all the tips and tricks for that. Otherwise, all right, peace and blessings. Thank you all so very much for being here. Hope to catch you at more Word is Right events. Everything is on the Facebook and Instagram pages for the Word is Right and Red or Green Books. Diosa, thank you so much. I did not see anyone type any sort of questions in the chat for you, just Shaki's question for me. And so I'm assuming no one has any questions for you, Miss Opportunity. But thank you for being so wonderful, and congratulations on your book.
Thank you. And thank you, everybody, once again. Thanks so much.
Good night, everyone. Peace and blessings. Happy holidays. Bye.